God, this show, man. So this video is going to be me telling you exactly why I love the Summer I Turned Pretty TV show. This is a TV show that is adapted from a book. I have a video about me reading all the books as well on my channel, and this is a TV show that was made by Prime Video, and there's been one season of it so far. Now I've seen this show I think 4 times now, forced my mum to watch it, forced my boyfriend to watch it, forced my friends to watch it, and now I'm going to tell you exactly why I love it so much. Now going into this show, I really was surprised. I kind of put it off watching it because I'd seen it advertised and was like, ugh, that sounds dumb, like I don't want to watch it. But then I thought, no, I think I'll give it a go. But I did put it off, and then when I eventually watched it, I was so surprised because I kind of expected it to be kind of trivial and not really that enjoyable to me, but I was blown away because I just instantly loved it. I loved it so much. I watched it so quickly. Low-key became obsessed with it and then just wanted to watch it again. So the first reason I'd like to talk about why I love this show is the music. I just think the music choices for this show and the music paired with the editing are so good, just such good choices that just heightened the drama so much for me. And I've got a few examples. So the first one is in the first episode where you see Conrad and they play Lover by Taylor Swift as he's walking towards Belly.
Wow. And there's a dazzling haze, a mysterious way about you, dear. Have I known you 20 seconds or 20 years?
It's the first time we see him in the show in his current age. We see him when he's younger, but it's the first time we see him as, I think he's 17 or 18, and they play Lover, and it's just so good. It's just, it really emulates that feeling of a crush essentially, because he walks towards Belly or slow motion and they play this song, and it got me. It got me. Then also in the first episode they play Brutal by Olivia Rodrigo when they're at the beach party.
I have to be up really early in the morning because I'm interning on a whale watching boat, and it would be really, really great if you won.
What's your problem, man? It's one beer. It's a party. Relax.
Oh, give me my beer back. I
Stop,
paid for
you're
this
drunk.
shit.
Just give him the beer.
Maybe you should listen to your
Stop.
lady.
No,
You're
I'm
drunk.
fine. I'm fine.
He's
Give me the
fine. He's
beer
a
back.
real big man.
Fuck you, bro.
Oh my gosh. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Don't go anywhere.
No, yeah.
You're not taking my fucking beer, dude. Relax. It's one beer. Yeah, and it's my fucking beer.
Guys, you guys.
Belly. Guys, what the fuck is wrong with
I love Taylor Swift, I love Olivia Rodrigo, so I just thought the uses of these artists and these songs in the show was so good. And I love that with Brutal, Brutal started playing before the action happened, so you kind of knew, like if you knew the song, you were like, why is Brutal by Olivia Rodrigo starting to play while she's just chatting to Cam Cameron? And then obviously it becomes evident, but I loved it as a device of like, whoa, wait a second, like I kind of just tuned Cam Cameron out and was listening to the music instead, which is kind of what Belly's doing in that moment because she's listening to the commotion behind her. Very genius use of music, I think. And then the final example of music that I can think of is at the end when they're at the dead ball and Jeremiah's gone missing and Belly needs someone to dance with her, and Conrad obviously steps up and they play, is it called The Way I Loved You by Taylor Swift? I love that song. I can't believe I don't know what it's called. I think it's called The Way I Loved You.
Insane, and that's the way I love you. Breaking down and coming
I think I remember most of the steps.
They play The Way I Loved You as he's walking across to her, slow motion, like mimicking kind of the first scene with the lover, kind of mimicking that, coming full circle. In just this, it just culminates in this big moment of like, oh yeah, Conrad is the one. He's the one. I just love that. I thought that use of music was so nice. Just got me right here. Every single use of music that they used in this show. Next reason why I loved it is I just thought it was really good acting, very natural, especially with Conrad, who's played by Chris Brinney, and then also Belly, the actor that plays her. Just such good acting, just so natural. I also really liked Cam Cameron. His portrayal was so good. He was so, I don't know, obviously I don't know the actor in real life, but I just wonder if he's just like that in real life, because the way he played Cameron was just so, like, it was so awkward, but it was so natural. It was like naturally awkward, and I loved it. I was watching it thinking, yes, you are a teenager, like you are an awkward teenager. He was just so good.
Cam, can you give me a ride home? Right, Cam?
Yes, that's no problem.
No, you're not gonna get in a car with the guy you just met.
So I'm Cameron.
Your name is Cam Cameron?
No, it's just Cam. But we know each other. 7th grade, Latin convention, so like we're not total strangers. Okay.
No offense, but no. Belly, get in the car.
Just get in the car.
You should probably go. But the whaling boat that I intern on, it leaves at dawn every morning from the piers. I was wondering if you would want to come.
Yes, sure. I mean, how else will you get your hoodie back, right?
It's true.
Next reason why I love it, and we just have to talk about this, I am Team Conrad. The show, as well as the book, very much will divide your opinion in terms of the two different camps, Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah. I am Team Conrad through and through. I was from the beginning of the first episode. It just, I don't know. I think I just fancy Chris, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm Team Conrad, so I love the relationship between Belly and Conrad. I don't know what it is, there's just something about loving a boy since you were 10 years old and loving him because he was a family friend who was really nice. He was the eldest and he kind of looked out for you and made sure you were always included. It's just something about that that's so pure and sweet, and then it developing into a crush as you get older is just, I don't know, it's just so wholesome, and I love that relationship and that dynamic so much. And there was a quote in the final episode where it's when Conrad and Belly are dancing at the dead ball, and Laurel says, I think it's something like, for Belly, Conrad was the sun, and when the sun is out the stars go away, or something like that, or Conrad's the moon. I'll put up what it actually was.
Look at them. She's luminous. For Belly, Conrad is the sun, and when the sun comes out, the stars disappear.
That quote, it was just the quintessential, oh yeah, like Conrad's the one. He is literally like the sun to her. Just so cute, just such this like pure teenage love. Something about it was just so good. Another reason why I loved it, which may be a bit of a weird reason, was how sad it is. I really like how sad it is because I do really like sad things. I like things that make me feel, I like things that make me cry, and I like the fact that it's a teen show but it has kind of these deeper themes and tackles kind of harder subjects, because you have Susanna who has got cancer and her sons don't know, and then they find out, and it's obviously very sad. And just throughout the whole show, it's kind of, Laurel is obviously sad that Beck has got cancer and that she might die, and it's just so sad. The last few scenes of the last episode are so sad but so good, so well done. The scene where Belly, Laurel and Stephen are just crying in bed is so sad. I was crying with them, but I loved it. It was so good, so well acted. I loved the sadness. And then finally, just this one thing that I was just trying to put my finger on while watching this show 4 times is there's just this certain energy and this certain vibe, and I think what I've decided it is that it's kind of this just feminine energy that really radiates from this show. And I think that comes from kind of the subject matter and kind of because Belly's having her summer and she's thinking about boys. It's just very like very chick flick-esque and very rom-com-esque, which I love chick flicks and rom-coms. And I think also as well it was stuff like the music choices, using Taylor Swift, using Olivia Rodrigo, just really spoke to my feminine energy, because I love both those artists. They are both obviously female, and it's just something about that music pairing it with this subject matter, just the energy was amazing and I loved it so much. It's so hard to put my finger on, but I think that is it. I think it is purely the feminine energy of the like, okay, this is a teen show and this is a teen show where we're going to play Taylor Swift, like we're going for it. I loved it. I love the commitment to kind of the feminine, the kind of teen energy, because it's something that they should commit to. It's not something that they should try and distance themselves from. Loved the energy. This is again brought about with the relationship between Belly and Taylor and the relationship between Susanna and Laurel, which was another reason why I loved it. I loved the fact that we got to see Susanna and Laurel, because it's not, at least in teen shows I've seen, you don't see too much of the parents' storyline, and if you do see a storyline, it's usually about like they have an affair or like they're getting a divorce, something like that, and it's usually a heterosexual relationship. Whereas with this, it's 2 women who are best friends, and obviously one of them is grappling with the fact that she has cancer, but also their main story is they are friends and they are having a good time together, which I just love to see. It was so nice to see an older storyline that wasn't completely fixed on love. It was fixed, well, it was fixed on love, but it wasn't completely fixed on romantic heterosexual love. It was the love between women and the love between friends, which I loved so much. Even though I'm team Conrad, I do love Jeremiah. I thought he was a really good character. He's so nice, so endearing. Just, yeah, really, really good character. He did annoy me sometimes, like when he tried to sabotage like his older brother. It was like, we're not here for this. But I did really like him. He was cringy sometimes as well. Like when he did the dancing in the scene where they're practicing for the dead ball.
I'm so shy. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I'm so pretty and he like that. When he beat it up, it even sound like kitty cat.
I don't know. Like, I think it's just a given with teen shows of this era. They just do have a little bit of cringe because they are majority of the time written by people who are not teens, so they kind of don't understand. I'm also not a teen, but even if I watched this as a teen, I think I'd be cringing at some things, like kind of the dialogue sometimes, and yeah, Jeremiah's actions sometimes. I think there's like a I'm trying to think of moments of dialogue that like cringed me. I don't know why. They seem to always give it to Nicole or Shayla, and I love Shayla, by the way. Shayla was amazing and beautiful, but yeah, Nicole said when she threw her party and she had all the cakes, she was like, I'd never miss up the chance to have a Sofia Coppola moment. And I was just like, who would say that? No one would say that. Like, unironically, it was just, yeah, just a few things like that were a bit cringe, but I think that just comes with the territory. But it wasn't that cringe, which was a surprise to me. I thought it would be way worse than it was, but instead, to me, it was way more just endearing, wholesome, summer vibes, and I just want to live in the show, essentially. However, I do recognise, even though I love the show, I do recognise there's not so much problems, but just I think there can be misconceptions that come about, especially from the books that were published years ago and the show now. The title itself, The Summer I Turned Pretty, it's like there's a little bit of problems in there, because this is why I was like holding back on watching it as well myself, because I was kind of like, that sounds so dumb. The summer you turned pretty, like what, you lost your glasses and your braces, like you look the same type thing. But then watching the show, I think they really try to distance themselves from anything like that, of like, oh my god, Belly's so hot now type thing. This definitely mentioned a few times, but I think it's done in a tasteful way that is just an acknowledgement of the fact that she is growing up. I don't think it's so much like, oh, you were so ugly back then because you like had glasses and then you took the glasses off and now you're hot. Like, it wasn't that type of vibe, which I was glad about. But yeah, those are the reasons that I loved this show. I seriously loved it so much. I'm so excited for the new season, but I'm also really scared, because in the books Susanna dies and I just don't know if they're going to do that in the show. I'm really worried. I don't want them to do what I don't think. I like sad things, but I think that's just too far. So we'll see what they end up doing, what they do with the story, but I am so excited for season 2. I'm pretty sure that Cam Cameron is in it as well, because there's been some promo, which is just, I don't know what's gonna happen with him. Like, I don't know, maybe he'll get with Taylor or something, I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm very excited. I'd highly recommend watching all of the TikToks that Jenny Han posts, because she was the producer. Jenny Han's the author of the books, but she was also the producer of the show, which just dream job, honestly, amazing. And she posts TikToks of all the cast, and honestly, I finished the show 4 times and then was just watching all the TikToks like, oh my god, take me back, like, yeah. I just think overall this show really brings back that teen summer energy, having crushes on boys, and I just really like it. I wanted a bit of that back in my life, and it's just fun and wholesome, and yes, cringy at times, silly at times, but I loved it so much and cannot wait for the next season. I believe it comes out this summer, so not too far away. Very excited about that. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Go watch The Summer I Turned Pretty if it sounds appealing to you, and if you haven't seen it yet, or just rewatch it. Honestly, I might rewatch it after this video. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye.
I actually have somewhere that I need to be.
Because I won't let it be.
Wait, where are you going?
See about a whale.
What does that mean?
So I kill my insecurity.